Hello, bonjour, ça va? How are we today? It is Wednesday, November the 12th, 2025, here in southwestern Ontario, Canada, by the beautiful shores of Lake Huron. You may hear some weird dripping noises outside my big window right here. There goes some more snow. So we're in a big snowstorm, snow squalls off of the lake here, off of Lake Huron. And that started on, what day did it start? The 9th. Interesting, coincided with the first day of Mercury retrograde. So the 9th, let's check it out. Let me check it. Yes, started on the 9th. It was super duper bad on Monday the 10th, so much so I couldn't do my Zumba. How frustrating is that? But I got out for a very nice snowy walk. And then yesterday, being Tuesday, November the 11th, it was starting to heal itself, shall we say. The snow stopped. Temperatures are rising. There is snow melting, so all the snow on my metal roof is now sliding. There's a big overhang here, and it's dripping because it's warmer now, and that's what happens. So we may hear some dripping noises. That's what it is. We may hear a big kerplunk on that big huge amount of snow, and it's very heavy. It's very wet, heavy snow. Crashes down. Okay, just warning you in advance. I don't know, maybe not, maybe so. In meditation today, it was very, very clear, as I've been saying here. Every day of this new streaming of the new light, it's creating this atmosphere where the interconnections of higher selves and higher spirit light are very, I'm hearing the word malleable, which is interesting. It's very connective. The interconnectiveness of tissue and mind and thought and creation is already expansive enough, but it's being generated in the higher reaches of time in a more current way that is at the moment undefined. That's what I'm hearing to say. Don't know about that. Basically, to me, it's just things are clearer and easier to transmit thoughts and to receive information. Revelations. So the thought came through today. It was very, very clear, and I was going to write it down and then I didn't. I thought I'd remember, but I don't remember it exactly. But it goes something like this. As we already know, these systems of lower light have to come down. And that's what we are in the process of accomplishing. We're bringing it down, okay? We're bringing it down. The systems of lower light are coming down. But the information I got and the feeling I got, the sensation was, it's nothing to be afraid of. Okay, so obviously there's a lot of fear out there generated on your planet, your planetary light. I get it. I get glimpses of what's going on in the media now and then. Not really interested in it because, as I always hear, it's not correct. So if information is coming through that's not correct, I choose not to pay attention to it. Okay, that's my choice. You can do whatever you want. There's no prejudice. There's no judgment. Okay. But I also was hearing after that, because again, it's nothing I haven't heard before, but it was stated so clearly and so succinctly that I felt it was necessary to pass that on. Then I got up, going, making breakfast. You know, I like my steel-cut oats in the morning. Takes about half an hour beginning to end to get all that accomplished. Making a cranberry applesauce as well. Anyway, I'm cooking away for about half an hour this morning before breakfast. And the downloads just kept coming through, just as if I were in meditation. And yes, I suppose when you're puttering around the kitchen and you're kind of in that, very calm mode of cooking and preparing. A little bit of music running in the background. It was kind of sort of like being in a meditative state of mind. And I got so much more information. And again, basically more information about this we're in this simulation. And that everything we're seeing isn't really happening. At the higher levels of thought, nothing that's occurring in this density level is actually happening. Okay? So I'm seeing the example to give us today about the Star Trek movie. There was this Star Trek movie where they have to do to train the people who are going to, pilot and drive the big starships, like the Enterprise. They have to go through some serious simulation training. And they're scored on that. And that will depend whether they get a ship or not, obviously. We don't want somebody out there driving this vessel that has like how many people on board and families and everything to, make a mistake out in space. So it's kind of like that. If you remember the simulations, or if you've seen any show, anything at all, even kids when they're playing their video games, these are all simulations. You get emotionally invested in it, don't you? And it looks so real. You think it's real, but it's really not, because you can turn it off whenever you want. So we are in a simulation of truth. We're here to conduct the experiments of thought and mind control. And we're experimenting, as some people call the grand experiment, we're experimenting with how does that work? How does that run down here? We have to know what happens when you drop into lower density arenas or areas of thought. I've always heard them as arenas. How that works, what it feels like, what it's like to be in that simulation of thought, and then change it, transmute it, is how I always hear it. Transmuting just means switching from negative to positive. That's all it is. And when we do energy healing here, we are transmuting energy. So this is to gain ground in our higher sound. This is us volunteering in this experiment to learn what it's like to divest ourselves of our higher light, come down into this third dimensional density of thought in a physical plane, and feel, learn, think, view, experience everything that's a part of dropping down into low, dense energy fields. So anything that happens here isn't real. Feel that for a moment. Let that sink in. It's not real. We're here to feel. So it's real from the point of view we're in the experiment in a physical avatar, a physical form. But when this passes away and returns to dust, which it must, and in that we can trust, I'm hearing, we will leave and go back to wherever we are, really, in the moment. So there is no death. We already know this, right? There is no death and dying. Subterfuge, brainwashing, part of the luge. But that feeling of survival, like, we do everything we can not to die, right? As we perceive it in these lower realms. Well, that's survival instinct, because if we didn't have it, we wouldn't want to be here too much or too long. Because really, we want to get the most out of our buck, sort of thing. Like, we want to get the most for our money. We want to be here as long as we can to experience everything that we possibly can, to learn all the lessons of the higher light through the exchange of dropping into the lower, and then we learn how to go back to our higher frame of mind or reference of being. So this is what I was hearing for almost the full time I was cooking this morning. And it's reassuring because even though we know it, we just want to hear it again and again and again, don't we? I mean, when you're in love, don't you want your lover to keep telling you, I love you? We want to hear it. We say that as parents to our children. I know not everybody does. I know my parents never did. That was maybe, hopefully, a generational thing. I don't know, because I didn't have that experience. But I did that with my children because that was lacking in my upbringing. So we all want to hear it. We need to hear it. We need to feel it. Humans need touch. We need physical touch. We need to hear that we're loved. We need to hear that we're appreciated. And if we have soulmates, which we do in this time frame, it's wonderful, isn't it, to have that reassurance and alignment in our higher light, because that brings us back up. So that's a valuable lesson here, is to learn to live the light, I'm hearing, and love the light. Love ourselves first, love everybody else secondly, but sometimes if we don't love ourselves enough, which we normally don't because that unworthiness program is so prevalent, well, it was a little bit less now, that we kind of need that other soulmate or person or whomever, whatever, to reflect back to us love. And then we feel loved, and then we give more love. And each time we climb up another level or another notch in the love frequency, we field more energy out. So the heart chakra opens. We expand our subconscious awareness into the higher light. So every time we do this, we rise up another level. We literally rise up through the chakra levels. So we're not stuck at the root level. Because as we know, the root chakra level is about being part of this third dimensional realm. Okay? So family, tradition, culture, your country, your baseball team, your football team, money, everything rooted, food, everything rooted with the third dimensional reality. And then we come up to our creationist chakra, the sacral, sexual chakra. Root can be as well. And then we expand out. It's almost like an out-of-body experience where we start to create what we want to be here and see here. Comes up to your solar plexus, that's your power center, your sun, your power cord to the higher light. And when you're open and you're flexible with your higher light, it shines through to everyone. So you're not wanting to control everybody, nor are you wanting to be controlled, but you're just spreading your light. That's coming from your higher might. That spreads up to the heart chakra. We open up the bandwidths of time to a higher divine timeline through the heart resonance. I love myself more. I can love everybody else more. Even when they're down and out, even when they're in their lower light, I can still give love to them. I can send them love. Okay, I can pray for them, even though they've just done a dastardly deed to me. I can forgive them. I can relate to where they're at in the moment. And I can, with the love that's flowing through me from the universe, love everything about them. What is that? Love covers all sin? Something along those lines. And then they learn, that reflection to them, they learn how to love themselves again. And then they start treating themselves better, and so on and so on. It flows out to treat everybody else better as well. That's their sim. That's what they're learning. That's what they're here to learn. How can I love myself and thus love everyone else? Because we're all one. Then it comes up to the throat chakra. We gain experience in expressing these thoughts and feelings, the words, the deeds. We give it grace. Our words lighten up the space. So instead of tearing ourselves and everybody else down, we're promoting light and love. We're giving energy from the angelic realm above. That flows into the third eye, the pineal. It opens, awakens. It can see everything beyond the physical. And that's a beautiful thing when that resonance takes hold. And the guilt that's been increasing over the years starts to dissipate now because you see the truth from the higher light. And then we cap it all off with the crown. That is our continuous, ongoing connection with Source, Divine Light, God, whatever you want to call it. It's okay. You can use whatever label works for you. I use the word Source, just so you know, in case you don't know. And from there, it goes out to all humanity and all light. It's cosmic. It's galactic. It's out there. It's the predominant light. It's love light. Okay, that's where that phrase comes from. It's love light, because light can be low. Right? Light can be whatever range of frequency or thought maneuver possible. But we come back to our higher light. And that's what gives us respite. I'm just watching the snow dropping here off my roof. So once we wield all of our energy from on high, then nobody, I'm hearing it, sorry, I gotta slow down. Then we can always get by, nobody can tell a lie. Okay, that's how I'm hearing it. And that's truth, because we can't lie, because we know the truth. It's right in front of us. We see it. Because the third eye is open. We see the truth. You can lie, but we're just going to laugh. That's really funny. So the proof's in the pudding. As you open up your heart chakra and the fields of resonance expand out from you, you start creating a more beautiful, happy, higher, prosperous life. So right now, and as I have been saying off and on for the past, I don't know when this started, a while now. It's probably been a few years now. I'm mainly focused on my creations in my higher light. So in meditation, instead of being, I'm going to say open to receive, I'm still open to receive. During COVID, we got a lot of information, didn't we? And downloads about what's going on outside of myself and others. But in the last few years, the focus has gone within. Particularly, I'm asking exactly when, because I don't even remember when I transitioned into this state of being. 25. Yeah, I guess it was just this year. I'm losing track of time. I'm going to say a little bit in 24. I think I started to shift about a year ago. And then as of January 2025, I've had a whole different outlook on life and what I want for myself. It's been totally different than what I've wanted in the last 20 years. So I know I had an ending of a 19-year cycle, astrologically speaking. And now, everything's shifted. I want different things. I'm interested in different ideas of thought now than I did in the past, because the past does not last. So this is our forecast. The past does not last. So rein in the energy from the past and make sure it doesn't last. Okay, we have to transcend those thought waves, those old ways of being. So during meditation, I'm noticing myself spending most of my time in transitional mode, in creationist mode of creating through my thought waves and my emotional content within my bodies, within my energy spheres, to create what I want now. And it's vastly different than before of what I wanted. So this is creationist momentum time. You see why we have to turn on a dime. You see why we have to let the past go. We can't be in a total new frame of mind and existence from an older way of being. Okay, you can't build a house on a flimsy or not a firm foundation. It's a thought. You have to have a very firm foundation to create your next rhythm of light, your divine light. So this is a reassurance message. It's also our normal, usual teaching message. Whatever you see in your third dimensional outlook, from your 2 third-dimensional eyes, understand it's not really real. There's a lot of subterfuge going on. Even if we do look at everything from a third-dimensional level, there's a lot of subterfuge going on to confuse you, to contain you in the momentums of the lower light. Don't listen to it. Don't watch it. Don't let it perpetrate your skin. Don't let it in other words. It's hard, isn't it, to figure out, who's telling the truth and who's not. So again, that's why my choice has been just not to let any of it in. You see a field out there, you see the wheat and the tares. You have to let the wheat grow so that when you pull the tares out, you don't kill the wheat as well. Okay. It's an old parable. All right. So don't pull yourself out at your roots as you're just beginning to wake up. This is the time. We're coming into a singularity of mind, I'm not talking about the AI mind. I'm talking about the higher divinity line. There's our line of time. So focus on your will within and create from your own creativity within you. Because you're a blessing being here. And we want to thank you from our heart, our solar heart. And I'm hearing do not depart. Okay, so don't leave us. We need you with us. We need you to gain ground from a higher sound. Okay, so we're coupling in the energy of the higher ground. God bless. We give you this higher sound. We give you this higher ground. We are complete in our energy sound. God bless. And now we're turning you around. You are functioning now from a higher sound. Blessings. You've completed this round. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being in this energy sphere. If no one's told you this, then we're saying it now. We always feel that way. We love you. We're grounded within you, in your root chakras and your higher light. We'll never leave you or abandon you to the lower light. God bless. We give you peace, love, and light. We're speaking to you from our higher insight and our angelic light. Okay. Is there anything else? No. I love you always. Take care of yourselves and others. If you do wish to book an appointment with us, you can go to the website www.healingourenergy.ca and book your appointment there. Yes, I'm just being reminded about the retreats. Okay, so there is a new retreat that we're working on already for March the 29th. If you scroll down to the bottom into the description box below, the bottom line is a link to my Facebook page, Healing Our Energy. You can click on there, and I've put a little post up there. We're not giving away all the details just yet. It's going to kind of sort of be the same, but kind of sort of different. Be at the same place. I will be there. I will be doing a little bit different things. I don't know what to call it. Offerings. So instead of the meditation and some personal readings, what I'm going to be doing is what I usually do, and that is I'm going to be reading each person individually and doing a healing, quick healing on them, and each person will be given one question to ask, because before I didn't have the time for questions. But I'm not going to do the meditation. Someone else is going to do a meditation instead of me. And just going to focus on the readings, the question and answer period, the healings, okay? So you can look up that, and of course, I'm not the organizer, I just work there. Okay, you'll have to go through our organizer again, same lady as before. And also I have a picture up there from our last retreat on October the 25th, if you want to take a look at that. So those are the two posts about the two retreats, the one past, the one in the future. And a little bird told me there's going to be one maybe in August, kind of, yeah, sort of, further away and a couple of days. So don't tell anybody. It's not in concrete form just yet. It's in the planning, creationist stage at the moment. So apparently we're going to be doing a lot more retreats, which I love. All right. Blessings, everyone. We'll talk again with you later, another time. Bye-bye.